You're back.
I am back. Sorry about that. I tested everything earlier today. Things were working. Of course, live, Murphy's Law. All right, sorry about that. I changed networks. Hopefully, I got a better stream. My apologies. No, I was just mentioning that thank you again for joining us. And it's a very humbling time here at BCM. It's just seeing just God's faithfulness in this season. And I'm just been, and so many of us are very thankful for all that God has been doing, and each of you and the community that you're forming around BCM, for prayer, for partnership, for support, where I'm very thankful for the committed team we have, very thankful for the opportunity to serve each of our children, the many families, and the financial support that we've been receiving. For those of you who've been tracking, the government passed a law that allows small businesses to apply for a Paycheck Protection Program loan, a PPP loan, and BCM did apply and received that support from the government. So that has also helped us in this time. And over the last couple of months, you can imagine it's been a time of reflection, and then really thinking of ways that we can reach out to our families and just love and serve and continue building on the many relationships that we have with the children and the families that we serve in. And it's been also a season of reflecting and thinking about our values and what it means to be Christ-centered and what it means to have faith over fear. And as we continue to walk alongside our youth, what it means to use technology. The engineer in me gets excited about our practical, real use of technology, of how we continue building relationships. But as you know, there's nothing like a presential, right? Being in the same room, being present. Although we're excited to do something about that this summer, which you'll hear about, and excited about celebrating our diversity and the many ways that families are coming together, the families and your youth are responding to despite the challenges. And last but not least, our teachable attitude and the value of changing and embracing change. And it has not been easy. You can imagine some programs have been able to been ducks to water and use technology for this time, and others have had a little bit tougher time in adjusting. But those are that's the season that we're in. We grow and change, and reaffirm that we're here to serve. We're here to love on the children and families, and be able to and we know that there's a big need. I mean, I was just doing research on some of the learning gap that's being experienced by some of the distance learning, and there's a variety of models, as you can imagine, by the many school districts that we're serving, and we're concerned for the growing gap that exists, and also we want to make sure that everyone continues to be safe. Right, that's number one, and this is, a very difficult time, and understand that, and because of those adjustments, we want to be able to do that, and we'll follow all the health guidelines we need to. San Mateo County, definitely, we're tracking all those, and the current order did change to allow us to offer in-person programming, and Andrew will take a moment now to walk us through some of the adjustments and some of the programming specifics and details. And I also want to say a thank you for all of you that gave to our COVID Family Assistance Fund. Thank you so much for that support. We had a modest goal of raising $5,000 to help families in the immediate circumstances. We raised over $24,000, and every single dollar is going directly to families, or that money raised. So thank you again. I know I'll be doing one of the breakouts to give you an update on my transition, and I look forward to connecting with you. If not, some more down in this town hall. Perhaps we can book a time where we can reach one-on-one personally. Love to be able to talk to you live in person sometime. And Andrew, I'll go ahead and then pass it on to you for the update. Thank you so much.
Very good. All right. Some stuff is supposed to magically appear in front of you as I talk. I'm just going to assume it's going to show up. So I'll get started. Oh, look at that. So this is, has this been a big stress and a big change for everybody? Anybody not really affected by all of this? And so I know that it's true kind of across the board, but as we're working with kids and with families, it would be hard to exaggerate. I mean, uh, and all these things are interlinked and everybody feels all of them. But among our elementary kids, I think there's this huge sense of loss and this sense of like, let me out of my house. I want to go see my friends. And it bubbles up and boils up. Among our teens, there's a lot of, we work with a lot of teens who are dealing with a lot of stresses, including some mental health issues. And wow, this is a stressful time and it makes things much worse. For our families, you know, we're working with all of our families and doing this family assistance fund. It's really typical in interacting with families that there will be families that have lost more than one job during this shelter in place time. You know, and so there may be families where they needed 3 or 4 jobs to make ends meet, and they're down 2 or 3 or 2 2/3 jobs. So it is a very intense and difficult time. Okay, so what's happened at BCM? Next slide. Amy, am I moving away? Uh-oh. All right, so what's happening at BCM? There will be some slides that'll go along with this, all right? So the building's shut down, big surprise. We do have people there from time to time because work makes it necessary, but mostly it's kind of a ghost town. It's very strange to come in and just see it all dead. We closed in-person programming basically the same day that all the schools closed down, which was March 16th. And are we good?
Yeah, you can see my sharing, yeah?
Yes, but it's still on the first slide. Can we move it?
Oh.
Do you want me to try and do mine?
Are you still on?
Amy, can you do it presentation style?
Yeah.
I can do this. Sorry, we're experiencing technical difficulties.
Yeah. Are you seeing the serving during shelter in place currently?
No, BCM Town Hall.
Interesting. Okay.
You want me to give it a shot to see if I can do it from mine?
Yeah, because it's what's on my screen is the next slide. So.
All right, so we're going to try take 2. There's some really cool slides prepared for this. We'll see if we can get to them. All right, are you seeing this?
Yes, I am.
Good. Okay.
See if it works for you.
All right. I hope you're seeing the slide that I'm seeing. Okay, and so of course, in-person programming has been down from that time. So what are we doing in the meantime? One of the main things is, like everybody else, we're going to lots of online programming. We love taking pictures of our programs. Lots of them look like this. And in general, what we found is the older the students, the easier the transition was. So for our high school students, they barely missed a beat. Robotics picked up right where they'd left off. Lit, our high school program, and Streetworks, our middle school program. I think each one of them sat out 1 week to get some formatting together, and then they were up and have been doing online meetings since then. It is much more difficult with the elementary kids. We have 2 Bible clubs that had been meeting, and they have now been running, and we get 8 or 9 kids at each one of them on Zoom calls, which is amazing, but it took several weeks to get to that number for each one of them. All right, and so I'm assuming you're still seeing the same slides I am. If not, Amy, tell me something. It says transition to online programming. All right.
Yep, you're good. You're good.
Our staff has been extremely creative during this time. Oh my goodness. So I love the creativity and the energy that our program managers have put in, and I love that they share so that one good idea just spreads around to other programs. So one of the things that we started was doing this self-care kind of challenge, and so students would get a list of these options for what you can do to kind of take care of yourself, make things better during shelter in place, and then take a picture of yourself. And then that enters you in a contest. One lucky winner gets a pizza delivered. So here's one of our self-care activities is learning something new, cooking, lots of these kind of things. Also, our teen programs have added on additional kinds of meetings. In some cases, we have more frequent meetings now online than what we would have normally had in terms of group stuff, which makes a lot of sense. Also, all of our programs have done some kind of a gift bag, just giving things to the students to show love, to give them some encouragement, give them something to do. KidSmart has not been meeting online, but we've had this checkout system for our youngest elementary kids where they can get books and other educational materials that they need. And another thing is that we've scheduled for families to come and just spend outdoor recreation time at our facility. And so there's a set schedule every week, and we have like a dozen families coming in, taking advantage of that. So that's some of the kind of pivot that we've done in terms of programming. The other big thing has been the Family Assistance Fund that Rolando mentioned. That started with some volunteers and an alum of our programs saying, can we just give something to directly help? And we said, oh yeah, let's do that. So, raising $5,000, which has now almost become $25,000. So I spend a lot of time going through requests so that we can send out rental checks, bill payments, grocery cards. And so we've made at least 63 disbursements to different families. And we've kind of done it on a monthly basis. And we will still have funding to do those requests in June. We're very happy about that. For a lot of the families that we're working with, this is a real big help. For some of them, it's honestly, the need is so great that this is, it's good. But we're not really, we're not sort of equipped to take care of all of those needs. But I think this is something that's really made a difference and made an impact on everybody. All right. And now we are actually allowed to run our programs in person. We're not doing much of any of that yet. We do have a few students coming in for individual tutoring. So we have a whole bunch of guidelines that we need to follow, and that's going to shape how the summer programs look. They're going to look different from anything we've ever done. Masks, 6-foot distancing, stay in your own space, set meeting spaces for each classroom, no mixing up from one class to another, all kinds of stuff. So, so this summer is going to be a real challenge. It is also meeting a really strongly felt need. There are a lot of families who are very ready for their kids to be in programming. So it'll be an exciting time. And one of the things that we're talking about is not just that we're launching these programs for this summer, but this also is going to launch for maybe the way things are going to be even beyond the summer. So there'll be a lot more specifics on the summer programs coming up in one of the 2 breakout sessions, but I think I will wrap up my piece of things here and